Hi, happy Monday. Welcome. It's Charlotte, the career mentor for actors, teaching actors about business, marketing, and mindset. No point being a brilliant actor if what's getting in the way is your nerves or your confidence or just the fact that no one knows you exist, which is a marketing problem. So if you've got any issues that any of that, do come to my website, charlottethornton.com. Let's have a chat. So today I wanted to talk about watch your language, and I'm not talking swearing, because anyone who knows me well knows that I do swear quite a bit. I think certain personality types just do, and I'm one of them. So I'm not talking about that kind of language. I'm talking about what coaching would call catastrophic language. Catastrophic language is sort of very exaggerative, hyperbole. It includes sort of referring to things that are inconvenient, like traffic, as a nightmare. And as actors, we tend to be quite dramatic, so we can fall into using catastrophic language. And I remember ages ago watching a transformation coach talking about the power of language and saying that even some of our phrases like, oh, I'm broke at the moment, should be replaced with something like, I'm temporarily out of cash. Because when you say you're broke, it suggests you're broken, and your cells are always listening, your subconscious is always listening, and it's taking that language and the power of those words, and it's interpreting them as information. And if you've ever done a voice recording for anything, you can see that there is a literal vibration, and every single word is different. And that vibration, everything's energy, it has an impact in manifesting your reality. And even if that's too much of a leap for you, if you're not into that kind of idea that everything is energy and that we are manifesting by our words and our thoughts, it is certainly changing the biochemistry in your body, and also, I would argue, changing your the power of your self-belief. Yeah, so, you know, it's another classic actor thing, and I did this all the time. Oh, I'm just doing this. It's just a small part. It's just, you know, we're constantly diminishing what we're doing. And on some level, that eats away at our self-belief, because we're not prepared to just stand in the sovereignty and the power of what, and our intention of what we're trying to do. We're sort of always sort of either being slightly self-deprecating or diminishing it somehow. Stand absolutely in it. So just really pay attention to the language that you're using, and see if you're using catastrophic language for what may be a small event. Like I say, traffic is inconvenient. Yeah. Pouring coffee on your white top, it's annoying. None of these things are nightmares, right? Siri is a nightmare. There are things that are truly nightmares. And so we've got to be really careful about our language. And it's crept in all the time. Now I'm starving. You know, none of us in the Western world are starving on the whole. We just mean we're really hungry. But again, it seems like it's not important. It's just a turn of phrase. But I think every single word we use has a power. I think I've got another talk also, if not as a chapter in my book, about the power of words and what we say and whether we follow through. And that's another sort of section of this. But today I just want to look at catastrophic language, which includes saying never and always, you know, sort of blanket statements that, again, are very dramatic, but actually hold very little truth. And we definitely want to be speaking truth. Whatever it is we're saying, you know, it has to be our truth and close to the truth. And those always and never words tend to be just too blanket. That there must, this, I was going to say there's always an exception. I'm kind of breaking my own rule. There are always exceptions to the rule, but you get my gist. It can be very easy to start to feel very negative about who we are, what we're doing, and for that to be a chemical change. Those emotions are happening because of chemical changes, because of the language that we're using. So really think about, and it's really good to take a diary and make a note of your thoughts. So really think about your thoughts. If you think you're not really sure what you're thinking, because a lot of this is happening on the subconscious level, catch yourself thinking, create a little diary, start to note down what you're saying to yourself, what you're thinking. You will catch not only the inner critic, but the specific language of your inner critic, and also your inner cheerleader. What words are you saying to make yourself feel good, and to boost yourself and to boost that belief? Self-belief, after our health, is the most important thing. And so we want to be constantly building it and guarding it, building it and guarding it, building it and guarding it. And one of that includes your language, the words you're using. They have a power. I mean, we think of, you know, obviously a spell, right? They used to talk about how Shakespeare had used real spells in Macbeth, and that is why the play was often cursed and why you're not allowed to say that word in the theatre. I'm not in the theatre, so I can say it. But that was supposedly true spells within Shakespeare. But we talk about spelling, and so there is this sort of magical spell quality to language, and we can also look at that in some of the people who've done amazing who've been amazing speakers, whether that's been on the negative side Hitler or on the positive side Churchill. The power of what they've been able to do through the language that they've used and the way they've expressed it. Obviously, as actors, that's 100% what we're about, is language and how we express it and how we tell those stories. And language is really powerful. We know that because this is what we want to do with our life. So when you're off stage, also think about the power of language to persuade or to corrode, to boost or to reduce. And just think about the language and see, is it catastrophic? Am I exaggerating for effect? And is that doing any damage? And can I say something else? Yeah, I'm really hungry, I'm not starving. Yeah, so I'm really grateful for the abundance that we have. We want that kind of gratitude to come in at the same time. So cool. So watch your language. Swearing, I don't mind so much, but you know, it is a personal preference. Have a great week. If you like this video, please do share it, like and subscribe to hear more. All right, have a great week. Bye.